Power does not reside in the hands of the good, nor in the hearts of the just. It lives in the space between fear and loyalty, in the shadows where perception is shaped and ambition sharpened. To survive at the summit, you must learn to strip yourself of illusions. The illusion that people love without reason, that allies remain allies in the storm, that virtue protects like armor. These are the stories the weak tell themselves as they are devoured. The world has always been a theater of appearances. Men are swayed more by what they see than by what is. They fear loss, crave security, and worship strength when it comes cloaked in calm authority. A ruler who forgets this invites betrayal. A leader who clings to sentiment invites his own ruin. In the calculus of power, to hesitate is to give your enemies time to circle. To doubt is to hand them the knife. You must accept this. Loyalty is conditional, fear is currency, and trust is a weapon. Do not ask whether these truths are fair. Ask only whether you have the stomach to wield them before they are used against you. The one who hesitates, who clings to ideals as if they were shields, will find those shields splintered when the knives come. Do not mistake detachment for coldness. It is clarity. It is the ability to act when others are paralyzed by doubt or pity. It is seeing the board without illusion, understanding that every man you elevate dreams of the day he might replace you. Even the closest advisor has a shadow in his heart where ambition festers. If you cannot look into that shadow and name it, you will one day be undone by it. In the domain of power, love is fragile, gratitude fleeting, fear endures. A ruler who commands fear holds the pulse of his state in steady hands. But fear, too, must be measured too much, and men plot in desperation, too little, and they forget your strength. The art is in balance. Enough fear to compel obedience, enough vision to inspire allegiance. The human animal is easily led, easily swayed. He does not crave truth, he craves certainty, the illusion of stability. A leader must provide this illusion even as he works in the chaos beneath it. If you speak of honor, speak it well, but know that honor itself is a tool, a mask to conceal necessity. If you promise justice, deliver enough to keep the people calm. But remember, justice is defined by those who hold the sword. When betrayal comes, and it will meet it not with shock but with understanding, you too will betray when the survival of your realm demands it. There are no clean hands in the corridors of power. There are only victors and casualties. Those who recoil from this truth are condemned to irrelevance, and irrelevance is the first stage of death. You will be tempted to soften, to show mercy where severity is required, to believe the better angels of human nature will prevail. Resist this. Mercy is a virtue when wielded with strategy, and kindness a strength when guided by caution. You are not here to be loved above all. You are here to endure and to shape the world with clear-eyed resolve. The throne is not a seat. It is a battlefield, an exposed position from which you must anticipate every strike, every whisper of dissent. Here, paranoia is not madness, it is prudence. Trust sparingly, forgive rarely, forget never. If you seek peace, prepare for war. If you desire stability, master the art of disruption. If you would command loyalty, ensure there is no alternative. Remember, you are not a man among equals. You are the axis upon which the entire machine turns. If you fall, the machine collapses. Act not for your own comfort, but for the preservation of the whole. That is the price of command. So, walk alone if you must. Harden your will as steel is hardened in fire. Silence the part of you that longs to be understood, to be embraced. That part has no place here. What is needed is not warmth, but resolve. Not hope, but vision. Detach, or be destroyed. To rule is to carry a blade in the dark, not for the thrill of blood, but for the certainty of survival. The blade is not always drawn against an enemy. Sometimes it must be held steady against the tremors of your own compassion. There is no room for hesitation here. Those who hesitate are swallowed. Those who believe they can lead with an open heart find that heart devoured. Power respects only power. It does not bend to moral pleas. It does not yield to sentiment. It bows only to strength, and even then, reluctantly. The faces that smile in your court are masks. Behind each one is calculation. Even love, should it be offered, is rarely pure. Men love not you, but the reflection of their own interests in your favor. When your fortune rises, they cling to you as though you were the sun. When you falter, they scatter like rats from a sinking ship. And so you must learn, affection is a luxury for private men. The ruler cannot afford it. He must stand above the tides of affection and scorn, unmoved, untouchable, a fixed point around which others orbit. In politics, weakness is not forgiven. To admit doubt is to invite wolves. To show fear is to inspire rebellion. Even silence is dangerous, if not wielded with intent. Every gesture, every word, every pause must be calculated. You are not free to act as other men do. Their lives are small, their failures private. Yours will be public and final. The man who would govern must see the world as it is, not as he wishes it to be. He must strip away the illusions that comfort the masses, for they are chains to a mind that seeks command. Understand this. Men are neither angels nor beasts, but creatures of appetite, fear, and habit. To govern them, you must appeal to these instincts, not to their reason. Reason is a weak flame, easily extinguished by desire and terror, but appetite burns endlessly, and fear spreads like fire in dry grass. A ruler who relies upon the loyalty of others is already lost. Loyalty is currency. It must be bought, renewed, and enforced. And yet even this is not enough. You must make it so that betrayal carries too great a cost. Fear achieves what gratitude cannot. Gratitude fades. Fear endures. But beware, fear is a double-edged weapon. Wield it too heavily, and your subjects will conspire against you in desperation. Wield it too lightly, and they will forget why they obey. The art lies in tension, enough fear to keep order, enough favor to prevent despair. Do not flinch when betrayal comes. Expect it. Every man harbors ambition, and ambition feeds on opportunity. The wise ruler denies that opportunity, not through trust, but through control. Divide your rivals. Set ambition against ambition, so that none grow strong enough to challenge you. Feed their pride when it serves you. Cut it down when it threatens you. There is no room for equality in the house of power. One must dominate, and all others must bend. Mercy is not weakness when applied with precision, but mercy without calculation is ruinous. The instinct to forgive must be tempered by necessity. Ask yourself, will this act of clemency strengthen my hand or weaken it? Will it secure obedience or embolden defiance? Sentiment has no voice in this chamber. Only strategy speaks here. Men crave stability, but they are restless by nature. Too much peace breeds complacency, and complacency breeds disorder. A wise leader introduces controlled disruptions to remind his subjects of their dependence. It is not chaos for its own sake. It is the theater of necessity. Appear to grant peace as a gift, so that they see you as both the cause of their suffering and its remedy. The throne is not a place of rest. It is a siege without end. You may believe the day will come when you can rule unchallenged, but this is a mirage. Power is a ceaseless struggle. Enemies arise not because you are unjust, but because you are in command. As long as there is breath in others, there will be those who dream of your fall. Accept this. Embrace it. It is the natural order of things. Do not seek to be loved. Seek instead to be necessary. The ruler who is loved may be abandoned in hardship. The ruler who is needed will be defended even against the will of his people. To achieve this, bind their fortunes to yours. Make it impossible for them to imagine life without your hand on the helm. Even allies must be watched. Their loyalty today does not guarantee their silence tomorrow. A man is loyal only so long as loyalty serves him. Anticipate his discontent before it grows teeth. When you elevate a subordinate, remember, You are creating a potential rival. Do not give any man so much power that he forgets who gave it to him. It is better to grant many small favors than one great one. The former keeps men dependent. The latter breeds independence and ingratitude. Appearances are your greatest weapon. Men do not see the world as it is. They see what you allow them to see. Master the theater of leadership. Speak of virtue often, but practice expedience. Display confidence even when doubt corrodes you from within. Strength is as much a performance as a reality. A faltering ruler invites challenge. A resolute one commands obedience. Do not reveal the machinery behind your decisions. The people want to believe their ruler acts from noble motives, not necessity. Feed this illusion as you would feed a starving beast carefully and without showing your hand. Let them see the mask, never the face. The weight of command will try to break you. You will long for simpler days, for the comfort of friends, for the warmth of trust. Resist this longing. It is the echo of the man you once were, not the ruler you must be. To endure in power, you must kill that softness within yourself. What remains will be harder, colder, but also unassailable. In the end, leadership is not about justice or morality. It is about survival of your vision, of your state, of yourself. History does not remember the weak kindly. It does not mourn those who falter. It writes the names of those who endure, those who seize the moment, those who command fear and loyalty in equal measure. So choose now. Will you stand apart, above the passions of lesser men, wielding strength with ruthless clarity, or will you sink, devoured by the forces you refuse to master? Every throne is built upon a graveyard, the forgotten bones of those who hesitated, who trusted too deeply, who imagined they could rise above the iron laws of power. They thought alliances were eternal. They thought love could be summoned at will. They thought their virtue would shield them from envy, from ambition, from betrayal. And so they fell. One by one, some fell with a knife between their ribs. Others with whispers in the shadows that poisoned their names. All fell because they clung to illusions. You cannot afford illusions. Power is not gentle. It does not allow rest. It demands vigilance so total that even in sleep you must be ready to strike. To rule is to accept that every gesture you make is studied, every word weighed, every silence interpreted. It is to live, knowing that even as you plan, others are planning against you. Human nature does not change. Across centuries, across continents, the same instincts govern men. Fear, greed, envy, desire. These are the true ministers in every court, the secret counselors in every alliance. A ruler who forgets this will be toppled by those who remember it. When men smile at you, see the hunger behind their eyes. When they kneel, listen for the sound of sharpening blades. There is no fixed loyalty. Men serve not because they love, but because they must. When necessity fades, so does allegiance. Therefore, you must bind their fortunes to yours so tightly that they cannot imagine life without your favor. Let them rise only as high as they remain useful, and let them fall the moment they outlive their purpose. Mercy for the ungrateful is poison. The machinery of the state is delicate, too much freedom, and it flies apart in chaos, too much repression, and it shatters under its own weight. You must calibrate it constantly, like a blade honed to the finest edge. Let no part of it move without your hand, yet make the people believe it runs by their will. Give them the theater of choice, the illusion of voice, but never relinquish control. It is difficult, though not impossible, for a ruler to be both loved and feared. Yet if forced to choose, fear is more reliable than love. Love may falter in adversity, while fear persists. Still, fear must be tempered to avoid driving men into desperate rebellion. A ruler who rules by terror alone digs his own grave. A ruler who rules by love alone digs it faster. Every ally is a potential enemy. Every subordinate, a seed of revolt. You cannot eliminate ambition in others. You can only direct it, contain it, turn it inward so that it consumes itself before it consumes you. Divide your court into factions. Let them quarrel and compete, but never to the point of breaking the whole. Their rivalries will distract them from plotting against you. Betrayal is not an aberration, it is the rule. Accept this, and you will never be surprised when it comes. Expect treachery as you expect the sun to rise. Then, when it appears, you will be ready to strike first. Show no hesitation. Hesitation is read as weakness, and weakness invites the final blow. Better to act too soon than too late. The ruler must be an actor, the stage his realm, the audience his people. He wears 1,000 masks, the mask of justice, the mask of mercy, the mask of strength. But behind the masks there must be calculation, for if the actor begins to believe his own performance, the play ends in tragedy. Let others live in the comfort of lies. You cannot. You must see the truth naked and unflinching. It is tempting to long for understanding, to imagine a companion who sees the burdens you carry and loves you still. This longing is the most dangerous weakness of all. There is no true companionship in power. There are only interests that align for a time, and when they no longer do, the mask slips, the blade flashes. You cannot share your soul and keep your throne. The higher you rise, the more alone you stand. This is not cruelty, it is necessity. Greatness cannot be shared. Others will admire your strength, but they will resent it more. They will praise your wisdom, but they will conspire in whispers to see you fall. Power inspires worship and hatred in equal measure. Accept both, but let neither move you. Do not fear being called ruthless. Fear being called weak. Ruthlessness can be forgiven, even respected. Weakness never is. When you strike, strike so decisively that none dare challenge you again. Half measures are invitations to revenge. A single act of severity can prevent 1,000 rebellions. Your people will judge you by appearances, not by truth. They will not know the compromises you made in secret, the sacrifices you bore for the sake of order. They will only see the mask you wear. Make it a mask of strength. Make it beautiful and terrible, so they love you when they can and fear you when they must. Never let them glimpse the doubt beneath. Even in solitude, even in exile, hold fast to this truth. Power is not given, it is taken. It is seized by those who dare, kept by those who endure. The world belongs to the resolute, not the timid. History remembers those who ruled, not those who dreamed of ruling. This is the law of power, as ancient as the first city, as inescapable as the turning of the stars. You may rage against it, but rage does not change it. You may wish for another way, but wishing is for those who kneel. If you would stand, you must learn to wield necessity as others wield desire. Detach from the comforts that soften men. Detach from the moralities that bind their hands. Detach from the illusions that blind their eyes. Only then can you endure. Only then can you command. Only then will you be free from the destruction that claims all who cling to weakness. The seat of power is carved from stone, but beneath it runs a river of blood. Those who sit upon it do not float above the current. They are sustained by it, threatened by it, and must control its flow lest it rise to drown them. A ruler who forgets this truth will be swept away, his name carried off like silt, his works undone as if he never existed. To lead is to embrace the weight of command with an iron spine. It is to know that the smiles around you are rehearsed, that every cheer may hide a dagger, that every loyal oath is a transaction in disguise. The wise ruler does not expect love, nor does he trust it when offered. He accepts that men are loyal only so long as their loyalty serves them. When it ceases to serve, they will abandon him without hesitation and justify their betrayal as virtue. There will come moments when you are tempted to reach for softness, to grant a pardon, to forgive an insult, to believe that the better angels of your advisors will rise in time of crisis. Resist. The softness you allow yourself today will become the opening through which ruin enters tomorrow. Power is a fortress. Every concession you make is a stone removed from its walls. Keep the walls intact. Let no hand but yours hold the keys. Do not misunderstand. Severity is not cruelty, it is necessity. A single act of decisive strength may prevent years of chaos. A single moment of hesitation may unleash forces you can never again contain. Men respect the strong, even as they resent him. They pity the weak, even as they sharpen their blades for his fall. The human heart is a restless thing. It craves stability but rebels against constraint. It desires protection but resents authority. It will curse your name in the dark and cry out for you when the world burns. The art of ruling lies in understanding these contradictions and exploiting them. Give the people enough bread to keep them from hunger, enough spectacle to keep them from thought, and enough fear to keep them from rebellion. Never grant them so much freedom that they forget they are ruled. Never take so much that they have nothing left to lose. Keep them suspended in that delicate balance where obedience feels natural and dissent feels impossible. Allies are useful, but they are not friends. A ruler has no friends. Friendship implies equality, and in power there is no equality. Every man you raise up owes you, but he will secretly resent the debt. Every man you trust will test the limits of that trust. Keep them close, but never so close that they forget you are the master. Divide their ambitions as you would divide firewood, so no single flame grows strong enough to burn you. Punish betrayal swiftly and visibly. Make of the traitor an example so stark that others hesitate before following the same path, but do not punish blindly. The hand of justice must be as precise as the blade of a surgeon. Strike only those who cannot be turned. For those who can, offer clemency not as a gift, but as a chain. The ruler's greatest weapon is perception. Men are governed not by reality, but by what they believe to be reality. Cultivate your image as carefully as you cultivate your army. Appear strong even when weakened, calm even in crisis, generous even as you tighten your grip. Let them see in you the father, the warrior, the lawgiver. Let them never see the doubts that gnaw at you in the night. Doubt is a private luxury. To display it is to invite collapse. The people do not crave truth. They crave certainty. Give them the theater of virtue, even as you practice necessity behind the curtain. Speak often of justice, but remember, justice is whatever serves the survival of the state. Speak often of peace, but prepare for war. Speak often of unity, but divide when division strengthens your rule. You will be tempted to believe you can rest one day, that there will come a time when the machine of power runs itself and you can step back into the warmth of ordinary life. This is the greatest illusion of all. Power is a burden without end. The moment you loosen your grasp, others will tighten theirs around your throat. So you must choose. Will you live half awake, torn between longing and fear, clinging to the comforts of a man you no longer are? Or will you embrace the solitude of command, hardening yourself until no betrayal can surprise you, no loss can unmake you, no enemy can find your weakness? The world has no patience for those who wish it were different. The tides of history do not stop for pleading voices. They obey only the will of those strong enough to command them. If you hesitate, they will crush you. If you waver, they will pass you by. To stand at the center of events requires a heart of stone, a mind like a blade, and a will that bends for nothing and no one. You are not here to be understood. You are here to endure. You are not here to be loved. You are here to lead. You are not here to preserve yourself. You are here to preserve the state, even if it demands the sacrifice of everything else. Even as you walk alone, even as the weight of command strips you of the man you once were, remember this: your solitude is the price of clarity. The crown is a prison for the sentimental, but a weapon for the resolute. If you would wield it, you must cut away the remnants of weakness in yourself. What remains will be sharper, colder, but also unbreakable. Power is not inherited, even by those born into crowns. It is taken, seized, asserted, and defended each day against the creeping forces that conspire to reclaim it. Even in times of peace, the war never ends. It simply moves into quieter forms, whispers in corridors, shifting loyalties in cabinets, the slow corrosion of resolve in a ruler's own heart. You must guard against all of these, for they are more deadly than swords. The enemy outside your gates is obvious. The enemy within is silent until the knife finds your back. You will be tempted to believe that some men are different, that there are those whose loyalty is pure, whose friendship is untainted by ambition. This belief is the ruler's most seductive poison. It comes sweetly, cloaked in trust and affection, and it blinds you to the slow turning of the wheel. All men serve themselves first. Even those who serve you most faithfully are, in truth, serving the reflection of their own interests in your light. When that light dims, they will scatter like insects at the first hint of shadow. Therefore, let your trust be thin and your watchfulness endless. A ruler who sleeps soundly is already lost. Keep your ear to the ground, even when the ground seems still. Keep your sword sharp, even when the air smells of roses. It is in moments of ease that danger festers unseen. A leader cannot afford the luxury of fairness in all things. Fairness, as men imagine it, is a fiction that blinds them to the realities of survival. You will be accused of injustice no matter what you do. Better to be accused for acts that preserve your power than for hesitation that invites ruin. Justice is not an abstract ideal. It is a tool to bind the masses to you, to placate the restless, to punish those who would destabilize the whole. But never forget, it is the appearance of justice, not justice itself, that holds the realm together. Men long for a sense of order. They crave rulers who seem wise, strong, and unshakable. Let them believe in your wisdom, even when you act from necessity alone. Let them see your strength, even when doubt coils in your chest like a viper. Never let them glimpse the fragility beneath the mask. The instant they sense it, they will test you, and they will not stop until they have torn the mask away and left you exposed. Fear is the iron chain that binds men to the state, but it must be forged with precision. Too much, and they will plot in desperation. Too little, and they will forget your authority. A wise ruler does not terrify his subjects. He disciplines them like a master disciplines a dangerous beast, firmly, but with enough care that the beast does not turn and maul its handler. Let them know you are capable of great severity, but wield it sparingly. A single decisive blow inspires more obedience than 1,000 petty punishments. Do not waste time wishing the world were otherwise. Men are not noble creatures. They are driven by hunger and fear, by greed and envy, by the endless churn of their own appetites. This is neither good nor evil. It is simply what is. The ruler who sees men as they are will always outmaneuver the dreamer who sees them as he wishes them to be. If you would survive, you must learn to manipulate these appetites, to feed them just enough to keep them docile, to turn them against each other so they do not turn against you. Distract them with small victories. Give them enemies to hate so they do not hate you. Keep their minds occupied, their hearts uncertain, and their hands too busy to reach for your throne. You will grow weary. You will dream of laying down the burden, of retreating into private life, of escaping the endless calculations and conflicts. This too is a trap. Power does not release those who have held it. The moment you step away, the forces you once controlled will move against you. The same men who bent the knee yesterday will see you as a threat tomorrow. A ruler does not retire. He is replaced, by force or by grave. If you would endure, you must harden your resolve. You must silence the part of you that longs to be understood, to be loved, to be forgiven. These are the luxuries of lesser men. To stand above is to forfeit them. To lead is to walk alone. The theater of leadership demands constant performance. You must speak of virtue even as you act from necessity. You must promise peace even as you prepare for war. You must offer hope even as you crush dissent. The masses will forgive any cruelty if it comes clothed in the language of justice. They will accept any lie if it shields them from uncertainty. Master this theater, and you will rule unchallenged. Fail, and you will be swept aside by one who plays the part more convincingly. There is no shame in deception. It is not treachery to mislead the people. It is wisdom. They do not want truth. They want the comfort of believing their ruler knows the path, even when the path leads through blood and fire. Give them this comfort. Let them see in you a beacon. Let them believe they chose you, even as you orchestrate every choice they think they made. Every day in power is a battle, not only against your enemies, but against the creeping weakness within yourself. Nostalgia, remorse, guilt, these are termites in the foundation of your authority. Root them out. Steel yourself. If you must mourn the man you once were, do so in silence. The world cannot know that its ruler grieves, or they will come to feast upon his grief. Remember, you are not here to be remembered fondly. You are here to preserve the state, to ensure that chaos does not swallow all. History will judge you regardless. It will call you tyrant or savior, villain or hero. These words are wind. What matters is that you endure long enough to write that history yourself. You began this path believing you could shape the world without it shaping you, that you could hold power without being held by it, that you could command and yet remain untouched by the cold logic of command itself. But now you see, power leaves no man unmarked. It does not permit innocence. It does not forgive softness. It does not care for the beauty of your intentions or the weight of your regrets. It only respects the hand that dares to grasp it and hold fast when all others let go. Look around you. The faces that once swore fealty now eye your seat with hunger. The voices that once praised your wisdom now whisper of your flaws. Even the people you sheltered will, in time, call you oppressor for the very chains that kept them safe from chaos. Do not mistake their memory for gratitude. They will remember only what serves them in the moment, and so you must rule not for their affection, but for their survival and yours. Do not curse the solitude that has grown around you like a fortress. It is not punishment, it is the price. The higher you climb, the thinner the air, the fewer who can follow. You will want to believe there is someone who understands, who sees the burden you carry, and loves you still. But there is no such person. To rule is to stand alone at the edge of the abyss, staring into it while the weight of an entire people rests upon your shoulders. Yet you endure. This is what it means to lead, not to be loved, not to be admired, not even to be remembered, but to outlast, to hold fast when all else crumbles, to make the choices no one else dares make, and to bear their cost in silence. Power is not glory. Power is not freedom. Power is responsibility, sharpened to a blade's edge. It is the endless vigilance that keeps the beast of chaos at bay. You are not its master. You are its steward, its prisoner, its necessary evil. So let go of the man you once were. Let go of the yearning for peace, for understanding, for absolution. These are weights you cannot carry where you must go. Harden yourself until the doubts are quiet. Mask yourself until no fear can pierce your calm. Become the cold, clear hand that holds the wheel against the storm. This is your fate. You chose it when you first reached for the reins, and it will not release you until your hand falls slack and another takes them from you. Until then, remember this above all. The world rewards strength and punishes hesitation. Gentleness has its place, but only when it serves strategy. Otherwise, it becomes a luxury the ruler cannot afford. Detach, or be destroyed.